It takes 20 minutes to find an apothecary. The sun is dangerously low on the horizon. The tops of the buildings glow with the light of coming twilight. You need to make this potion fast. Get that dressed before the shop closes. The apothecary is a narrow shop wedged between a tinker and a cobbler in an unnamed street deep in the outer ring. The only light comes from an oil lamp burning low on a work table. Glass jars full of unidentifiable ingredients line the shelves. It smells like someone baked a pigeon into apple pie, left it in the oven too long. You gag as you enter. I wrinkle your nose. The alchemist croaks. He's an old man with milky white eyes. Milky white eyes. So does he not have pupils? What the heck? Maybe he's blind. Maybe he's blind. Maybe. Stringy gray hair hanging down to his bony shoulders. Scoff at the blind. Oh, he is blind. Blind old alchemist with his pungent mixtures, foul-smelling concoctions. But it is crown win. But it's to crown win you come when you need a potion to woo ladies or a potion to dispatch a rival lord in the house of barristers. You start to stammer out an apology, but several questions crowd your mind. You wonder how he knew that you wrinkle your nose if he's blind, but intrigued by the idea of love potions and potions. Either could prove useful. What do you say? Poisons, you say. Love potions? How did you know I wrinkled my nose? I mean, I'm guessing he just guessed, considering. I'm gonna go with poisons. I wanna know about poisons. How much for a poison potion, you ask? Why do you want to kill? Carmel asks. Does it matter, you ask? Of course it matters. I might be a blind old man, but I have friends, you know. So who do you want to kill? No one in particular, you admit. You would have me sell poison to a man with no particular victim in mind, he asks exasperately. I'm not just some tool to be used by a killer. No, you protest. I just wondered how much a poison cost. I'm curious. Why, he croaks. So you can have it about in case someone doesn't strike your fancy. You aren't sure how to answer that. Be sure to announce that you're a killer to all you first meet. Egra laughs in your mind. Fool. Why? Because he should not give a shit. You know, it's his job to sell to me. And I don't think this is the type of society that anyone gives a shit as long as they can get their own thing going, alright? So I think I chose the correct option. The game is just bullshitting me. I'm clearly in the right here. Considering he should just be like, oh, that's how much it cost, even if he protests a little. But this is just bullshit. This is just bullshit. And what's the problem with carrying around poison? Like, I could poison my dragger and just in case I need it or something. Ridiculous. Before you can come up with anything to say, Crownville grumbles. That's the problem with the youth today. They just kill anybody they don't like. Take it from me, you can't go around killing anybody that disagrees with you. Killing is the last refuge of the desperate. Not sure I like the idea of youthful hoodlums coming into my shop for poison just so they can kill someone if needed. You know, you bought up the poison. If you don't like selling poison, you should not mention it as you greet customers. You hold up both hands. Forget the poison, I don't need it anyway. Cromwell stomps over and the stench comes off him in waves. Well, obviously he's sitting in here. The milky white orb stare at a spot over his shoulder. His teeth are crooked yellow, tombstones and diseased gum. Well then, what do you need? I need a potion of transmorgification. Cromwell lets out a wheezing chuckle. That's erudite knowledge. That's it. That is, laddie. What? That's erudite? What the hell is erudite? I'm guessing some race, or maybe it's an English word, I don't fucking know. That's erudite knowledge. That is, laddie. The knowledge was lost in the first stage of the world after the sundering of the Orar and the destruction of the elder gods, you think. To Egra, you think. That potion is the lost art. Now what? Tell him to heat a cauldron to boiling and collect these ingredients. Egra rattles off the ingredients inside your mind. You relay them to the old alchemist. He hobbles around the shop, plucking jars from the shelves and stoking the fire. Don't know what you think you are going to accomplish with all of that, he tells you. Won't make anything but a fancy smell, probably give you runny stool. These ingredients don't sell cheap either, Sonny. You could try to bargain with him for the ingredients. You could try to swindle him. He is after all blind. He is a brass bowl. You could drop a single coin into the bowl after swiping it back many times over to make the sound of counting coins. Or you could try to trade the ingredient for the potion recipe. I'll trade. I think I'll trade. But if I told you I happen to know how to make a transmortification potion, and if you will give me the ingredients, I'll show. Tell you how it's done. He snorts. Can't be done. I can, and I can teach you, tell him. Cromwell scratches a scruff on his chin and says, alright, son, but if you are trying to swindle me, you'll find out I'm not an easy mark. I'm no easy mark. Life decreases 1? What the hell? You clamp your hands together. Alright, first things first, you say. First, you have to grind the mook shoot root into powder using a granite mortar and pestle. It has to be granite. Repeat the instructions back to Cromwell while he works. He snorts and makes derisive noises the whole time, muttering about young people these days. Oh, he's a boomer, man. Half an hour later, you have a bubbling concoction that smells of lavender and honeysuckle. What did I tell you? Cromwell croaks. Nothing but a fancy smelling brew, and you wasted good ingredients to boot. You ladle some of the cauldron into a cup. Blow off the steam in your head. You think, are you sure about this? Close your eyes, imagine what you want to be, and drink it. Egra says. You're not actually going to drink that, are you? Smells like the perfume flanks of a nobleman's stallion. Ignoring Cromwell's, you clamp your eyes, imagine the vampire, and toss back the mixture. For a moment, nothing happens, and you feel a warmth spreading through your limbs. It's pleasant at first, then it feels like an elephant wraps you up in his trunk and squeezes. You scream and stumble backwards into the shelf, shattering several glass jars. The pain eventually subsides. You are able to stand up straight. Egra says, did I mention it would hurt? You must have forgot, you tell her. This type of magic comes at a price, my dear. You croak, stretch your aching limbs, and then look down on your body. It worked. You notice your feminine arms first. Conflicting emotions battle for supremacy. You find a looking glass on the shelves, inspect your reflection. Sure enough, you look like the vampire, but she must have as she must have looked in the life. Okay, so we transformed her into a female, human, just so that we don't get caught. She was hauntingly beautiful. You pass your fingers through raven hair that feels silky smooth to the touch. What happened? Cromwell asked. I'll be damned, you mutter. It worked. Let me see. Cromwell says. He hobbles over, squeezes your breast with one gnarled hand. Fancy. He says fancy, really? Ow, tender. More than an illusion, Cromwell sniffs as he lets go of your new bosom. What are you going to do about those clothes? You look down on yourself and sigh. You'll need an expensive wardrobe. You're going to continue getting into situations like this. You don't happen to have a dress handy. Cromwell, busy ladling the mixture into vials, chuckles and shakes his head. Fucking hell. Every single thing is turning. This is why I did not want to go down this route of becoming a woman. There's like 10 fucking difficulties on here, and it would be absurd if a woman walks into a fucking clothing store and doesn't know jack shit about clothing. Fucking hell. The boots slip around on your feet and your sleeves dangle from the end of your hands, but you hurry back to the garment district, fending off several lewd propositions from rough men along the way. You're starting to sweat by the time you burst through the door of the dressmaker's shop, but you make it back before dark and hopefully will be enough time to hem a dress. I'm back. You call out. I meant I'm here. Lol. The dressmaker eyes take in your oversized clothes and confused smile flirts over her face. Can I help you? Yes. You take a moment to catch your breath and collect your thoughts. I need a dress, fast. What would look good on me? She bustles around the shop, showing you endless options. That they all look the same to you. You nod along, but are soon bored by different styles and finally say, you pick. Me? She says, a little bewildered. You motion to the men's clothing currently hanging from your frame and say, as you can see, I'm not very well versed in dressing myself. No, she agrees. This one should look splendid on you, dearie. She motions to a purple gown with a plunging neckline and a gold stitching on the corset. Great, you say. What now? She gives the lash and pushes dress into your on. Go right behind the curtain and put it on, and then I'll hem the bottom for. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know how to put on a fucking dress. What the fuck? These directions should have been simple enough, but the profusion of lace surrounding the corset proved more than you can capable of handling, and you have to call the dressmaker for help. She finally gets you laced up and coaxes you atop a stool to stitch the bottom of the dress. I'm sure your benefactor will be pleased, the dressmaker says as she steps back to survey her handiwork. Looking at yourself in the mirror, you nod agreement. Certainly attracted to her, but you are her. It is confusing. Confused boner time. I could learn much from this portion, you realize, as you run your hands along your slim sides and over your breast, taking note of the feeling through the fabric. What does it feel like to desire yourself? As Egra glee in her voice. Well, that's funny. The dressmaker continues her work near your feet, adjusting the dress hem. Your hand slides down towards your stomach over the top of your leg and the back up. What the hell is this? What is this? It looks like a fucking hentai game all of a sudden. I mean, I play hentai games on my Patreon. This is the type of stuff I normally read. The dressmaker continues her work near your feet, adjusting the dress hem. Your hand slides down towards your stomach over the top of your leg and then back up along your inner thigh. You watch yourself in the mirror. You make your best swooning face. You make the swooning face, seriously. Half-lidded eyes, mouth open slightly as you continue to slide your hands up. This is feeling good. This is feeling nice. Really? Slow is good, you think. I will have to remember this. Suddenly realize that the dressmaker has seized her motion. You look down to see her staring at your hand, which is now pressed into your groin. Her eyes move from your hand to your face. Her eyebrows are up. Her eyebrows are up. Agra laughs in your mind. You give the dressmaker a sheepish smile. Apologies, I had an itch. That's hilarious. Fucking hell, that is so fucking funny, dude. That is so fucking funny. Holy shit, we just kind of started masturbating while she was dressing us. Holy shit, this guy got into it fast. Like, this guy must be into some cross-dressing shit because he got into it fast. Fucking hell. Holy shit, she mutters something you can't make out as she gets back to work. Agra, how long before the potion wears off? You ask in your mind, who said it wears off? You did. You shout out loud. The dressmaker, still on her knees, leans away from you, startled. Trap gas from this tight dress, you blurt out. Give me a bit of pain for a moment. How long will these alterations take? Less time if you hold still, the dressmaker says with a fake smile, nearly finished. You settle back in your seat. I will need this effect gone by the time I meet the vampire, you say in your mind. She might find it fascinating to meet herself, says Agra. Besides, wouldn't you like some time alone before the effects wear off? So the effect will wear off, you say. You take a deep breath to try to calm your nerves. As you notice the lace on the dress, you notice your hands seem bigger than they had been only an hour ago. They're no longer dainty. You recognize a scar on the thumb on the left hand that you got at the age of 9 climbing onto a roof. Your pulse starts to quicken. Is it wearing off already, you think to Agra? Magic can be unpredictable. No, you are unpredictable, Agra. Agra says with a lilt in her voice. Yeah, and now I know what lilt is. Magic can be unpredictable. That's lilt, I guess. The dressmaker frown. I see what you mean by it being too snug. I might have made the shoulders a bit tight, she says. You are practically bursting out. Let me just fetch a needle and some thread. I'll loosen up. Nope, run. Just give her the money and just go. Already corset is cutting off your air. You can barely breathe. You quickly look in the mirror, confirms that you're quickly returning to your original shape. Mouth and cheekbone belong to her, but the eyes and nose are yours. You don't know how much longer it will be before you are fully yourself. That's likely to disturb the poor dressmaker as much she might just call the city guards. You don't like to think how they might react. The dressmaker has her scissors and she is just about to start making alteration to the shoulders. You got to get out of it quickly. You could just ask her to hurry. Hope she finishes before you quickly change quickly. You could pay her and leave before she makes any more alteration. Hopefully I pick up my clothes before I leave so that I can change into them, or I will have to be naked up on the fucking roof. But you could try to distract her and flee before you turn into a man. No, just pay the gold and go. Just pay the gold and go. I have 3 gold left. That's good. I wonder, I'm guessing you have to pick the other options if you don't have gold to pay her. But I had plenty of gold to pay her. There is no time for anything but payment and running. You fumble a coin from your pouch, scatter it onto the table, grab your other bundle, thank you, bundle of clothes and run for the door. It's fine, you call over the shoulder with your unfortunate deep voice. Thank you, I must really be going. The dressmaker stammers in protest. You're out of the door, running along the boulevard. There was probably not enough coin for the dress, but by the time the dressmaker counts out the small change and realizes she has been shorted, you'll be gone. Okay, that's not enough. 12 gold is not enough. Holy shit, it's an outer ring. What do people buy clothes for in the inner ring? 200 gold? Fucking hell. She's been, I mean, seriously, like, I think the wage work of a normal person would be around 1 silver or like 10 copper or whatever it is. 10 copper coins a day or maybe 20 at most. A gold is a lot of money, and 12 gold and that's still not enough. Princess, late for the ball, says a man you pass, lewdness in his voice. You don't look, you just keep running. What is this? You probably... Yeah, you'll be gone, yeah. Okay, a few more meters along. Mama's got a beard, comes a little voice. You hear the purr of tearing stitches. You don't want the dress ruined before you give it to the vampire. She will not buy your explanation. Duck into the alley, reach back, fumble with the hook and eye closure on the corset. After you manage to loosen up all the claps, strings, and hooks, giving yourself enough room to breathe. You're already ready to start changing back into your old clothes. Rooster, oh shit, who is it? Fucking Kriya is here. Holy shit. With a sinking feeling, you turn to see Kriya approaching into the alley. As you approach, her eyes are open wide and her mouth is agape. She had a bath and changed her clothes. She's wearing a purple dress with a rather revealing neckline. Her hair is silky smooth and smell of lilac invades your senses. Agra is laughing inside your mind again. You're perhaps the most amusing mortal I've ever encountered. How do you get yourself in such delicious situation? Well, ask the author. Fucking hell. Agra looks good. You could tell her so, or you could just laugh and twirl and ask how she likes your dress, or you might try to come up with a plausible lie for why you're wearing a dress in the first place. Compliment her. I'm gonna compliment her. Fucking hell. You look nice. You say, ignoring your own attire. Thanks, she says. You look different. What do you say?